because I know everybody's time is precious and I don't want to waste anyone's time. Let me go ahead and manage our participants too. So I'm just going to make sure everybody is muted so we can get started. All right. All right, guys, well, welcome to our coaching opportunity call tonight. We like to do these calls once a month or so, just to give you an idea of what we do as coaches and who we are, because we all run our home-based businesses very differently. We've all been coaching for a very different length of time. And so I think it's fun to share and highlight some of the newer coaches on our team and some different people on our team as well. Every month. So I am going to be talking last tonight, but I want you guys to hear from some other coaches on our team, how long they've been coaching, and then a little bit more about some of the common misconceptions there are when it comes to being a health coach or starting a home-based business. So we want to make sure we cover those tonight, and then we'll just open it up at the end. If anybody has any questions for any of us, we're happy to answer those. So I'm going to turn it over to Courtney Foxworthy. She is going to kick it off for us tonight. So Courtney, have at it.
All right. Well, I'm Courtney and I'm 24. I'm married and I have a 2-month-old baby. I have been coaching for exactly a month now. And I was first asked to be a coach whenever I was like about 6 months pregnant. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm 6 months pregnant and nobody's going to see any results or anything. So I said no. And then Courtney approached me again about a month back. And I was like, I'm already trying to lose the baby weight. Might as well go for it and try to have others follow my journey, which leads me into a lot of people think that they can't join because they're not at their goal weight, but I totally think that is the wrong idea, because I feel like that when you are, starting your journey, people are going to follow you and they're going to see that you're making your goals and everything, and then they're going to, rather than someone that may has already met their goals, they might forget what or just have different goals than you, and you might just be able to relate to somebody that hasn't met their goal weight. I first, whenever I got pregnant, I was trying to lose 30 pounds. And so then I gained 30 pounds whenever I was pregnant. And then, so I gained that 60 pounds total. I was away from my goal weight. So now I am about 40 pounds away from my goal weight. So I'm looking forward to people following my journey and maybe being able to look at my journey and say, oh, well, I'm postpartum this month, many months, and relate that way. So you don't have to be at your goal weight to be a coach. And I feel like that's going to get you more people. Yeah.
Thanks, Courtney. And I totally agree. And I think that's something that a lot of people have, that misconception that, oh, I won't be able to be, good night. I won't be a good coach because I'm not at my goal weight yet, or I haven't, I'm still on this journey of trying to lose weight. And it's really about showing up every day and being consistent in that journey that shows people that you're a real person and you're relatable. So I think that's huge. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Courtney Redmond, right? Or no, is it Carrie first? Sorry, Carrie. All right, Carrie, I'm going to have you go ahead and jump on and share a little bit more about yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Carrie Wilkerson. I am from Michigan. I am a wife and a boy mama of 2. Caden is 3. Well, he'll be 3 in June, and Cameron just turned 6 months. I had Caden back in June of 2017. Sorry. He was born 8 weeks early. He weighed 2 pounds. He spent 63 long days in the NICU where I was on an emotional roller coaster. When he finally came home, I went back to work full time. And I was regretting it because I was missing all of his milestones, and the sitter was getting to enjoy those. So I went part-time, and then once I went part-time, I had more time at home. clearly. So I decided to start working out again, because before Caden, I was in like the best shape of my life. So I reached out to Lisa, who I randomly stumbled on in the internet world. And I said, sign me up for a challenge pack. So I signed up for Lift 4 in August of 2018. And I thought, well, how am I going to hold myself accountable? Like, what am I going to do? I can post in these challenge groups, but what if I start sharing on social media? And I was like, no, I can't do that. Like, I can't be that girl. Like, people will judge me. They'll think like, oh, she's going to last like 2 weeks and then be done. So I didn't do it. And then I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to post. So I started sharing. I started sharing my story of working out and my meals and all that good stuff. And I had a friend message me randomly a couple weeks after that. Well, not a couple weeks, but like a couple months later. And she was like, I lost 12 pounds. I was like, what? That's awesome. You lost 12 pounds. I was like, how'd you do it? She was like, because of you. Like, you showed up every day. And she was like, you're doing it and I know I can do it, so why don't I do it? So she lost 12 pounds because of me, because I continued to show up. And if I would have not like put my fear of being judged like to the side, she would have never lost those 12 pounds. So I encourage you to put your fear. It is scary putting yourself out there. Like, people are judgy, and you know they are, and most of the times they're judgy because they're jealous of what you're seeing or the results you're getting. So please put your fears aside. Personal development is a huge thing for me. I don't read books because like I read a paragraph like 15 million times. So I actually listen to audibles. And I'm listening to the 5-second rule right now, and it has really made me grow as a person. So I strongly encourage you guys to start listening to personal development or read a book. And I know that if you need any referrals on books to read or audibles to listen to, I would be more than happy to share them. And I'm sure any of the coaches on here would be happy to share what has worked for them too. So that is all I have.
Thanks, Carrie. And she's right. You know, it's scary putting yourself out there and, you know, thinking about using social media to grow your business. But honestly, it's, you know, I'm going to dive into my topic, which kind of goes into Carrie's topic later. But it's just a great opportunity to use free platforms to grow a business and to really share the results and benefits that you're experiencing. You know, just like when you buy a shirt from Amazon and it's the most amazing shirt you've ever bought in your life, and you're going to tell somebody or everybody about it. Or you go to a restaurant, or it's no different than that. So Courtney Redmond, let's hear it, girl.
Hi. Well, my name's Courtney Redmond, and I have been a coach for almost 2 years now. My sister was actually a Beachbody coach about 5 years ago, and she had convinced me to try Shaun T's T25 and drink the Shakeology, which I loved. I kind of fell off the wagon with T25, and eventually she stopped being a coach for whatever reason, and I just stopped doing what I was doing. About 2 years ago, though, I was coming up on my 36th birthday and decided that I was tired of feeling uncomfortable in my own skin. I didn't like the way I felt. I hated trying on my clothes. I was just miserable, and I thought, okay, here's your birthday. We're just going to use that as an excuse to get started and to really not give up this time and to see some results. So I dug out some old 21 Day Fix DVDs that I had and my old portion control containers, and I started doing it on my own, which was okay, and I was doing fine. But I also had a friend who had been messaging me, and she's like, hey, you know, I think you should join my group. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I can do this on my own. I don't really need your help, but thank you. And every so often I'd get another message, and then I'm like, okay, what's it going to hurt if I just join her accountability group? It's extra accountability for me. Hopefully it'll help me to stay on track. And it was one of the best choices I've made. I ended up losing around 40 pounds and lots of inches. I was feeling so much better. And about 3 months into my journey, I wasn't quite at 40 pounds lost. I was about 25 pounds lost, but I thought, this is awesome. I want to share it. I want other people to know what it's like to feel good again and to have more energy. And I just decided to kind of go for it. So I'm really glad that I eventually said yes, but I can't tell you how many times I said no. Lots of times, but I'm glad. So I went for it. I've loved coaching. Coaching has been such a blessing for us. It allows us extra, wiggle room in our budget each month. It keeps me accountable. Even today, this quarantine is just getting to me. I think like it is everybody. And I kept thinking, I just don't want to work out. 5:30 p.m. I'm getting my workout in with my husband. But part of me would have skipped it, I think, if I didn't know that there were other people who were counting on me. So that's what our accountability groups do. They just hold you accountable. They're making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to. And as a coach, you have that extra layer of accountability, I feel like. So I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, anyway. So my topic that I wanted to talk about, that was kind of my backstory. I'm also a boy mom, 2 boys. Wes is 10 and Wyatt will be 8 next month. It's just crazy, the things that they're doing, and they join in on my workouts, and that's kind of fun too. They'll run with me and those sorts of things. So it's become a family affair. My topic that I wanted to talk a little bit about was time. A lot of people will say when you're asking them, if they want you to join, or if you want them to join, they'll say time is a factor. They're too busy, they have too much going on. And a lot of people feel like they can't make that extra commitment to coach because they're just so busy. They don't have any time for that. I don't agree with that, because I need to be busy. If I'm not busy, I don't know what to do with myself. And the busier I am, the better I am with my time management, if that makes sense. So the thing with coaching is that it's your own business. You slip it in through the cracks throughout your day, whatever that may be. I am a full-time preschool teacher. Currently, I'm at home, but when I'm doing my normal schedule, I'm working as often as I can, filling in those little pockets of time that I have. So, for example, during a normal work week, I would get up and try to get my workout in before I leave. When I'm sitting in the car, I'm kind of a psycho and I like to be early. So I would get the kids on the bus and I would be sitting in the parking lot of my preschool like 15, 20 minutes before I even have to go in. In those 15 to 20 minutes, I am sending messages. I am catching up on messages from the night before. I'm just filling in those pockets. When my class goes down for a nap at 2, I'm filling in those messages, filling in those pockets. I'm doing anything I can, however my day fits. I get home, same thing. So you're just working it into your day, however it works. It doesn't have to be this huge amount of time. It doesn't have to take 8 hours of your day. It's whatever you want to put into it. And that's what I really love about this, is that you make it what you want it to. It doesn't have to be like anybody else's. You don't have to work your power hour the same way. I will say working off of a list definitely helps. And one of the things that our team is really great about is training and making sure that everybody has the materials that they need to help them to succeed. One of the things that I really love are nifty little tracker sheets. So I use those throughout my day and I check off things as I go. And it may not be done all at one time, but I know by the end of the day, those little checks are going to be all marked off, and I'll get done what I need to get done. You just have to work it the best way that you can with your schedule, and everybody's different. So, yeah, I just think that you make it whatever you want it to be. Lisa?
Thanks. I'm here. No, I agree. And I actually was writing down some notes. And I think what people don't understand a lot of times is that with this business, you have an opportunity to be any type of coach you want. You can be a coach that simply just gets a discount on products and programs. You can be a hobby coach and help a couple people per month, get some good results, or maybe your friends or your neighbors or your family. You could do this as a part-time side hustle, or you could go all in and build $1 million business. So, you have the opportunity to determine what you want to create with this business. And we have training and we have tools to get you to each level. It's not easy to get to each level, and you do have to do the work, but if you're willing to do the work, it's available to anyone. This business does not play favorites. Anyone can come from any background. You don't need a special degree. You don't need a certification, but what you do need is, ambition. You need to have some good work ethic, and probably need to be a little bit passionate about health and fitness, and working with others, but you can create the business that you want. And I love that. And that's actually my topic tonight, is really just talking about how this business opportunity is so, it's such a great blessing, especially in the times that we're in now, because it is minimal investment and it is very low risk. And I have kind of a weird story to tell, but my husband and I and our best friends were looking at buying a restaurant this summer. And the investment was $200,000. Okay, do I have $200,000 in my pocket? No. So that would have meant taking out a loan, right? They would have had to take out a loan. We would have had to take out a loan. And then where are we now? That restaurant would not be open. The actual location is actually closed. They're not doing curbside. They're not doing anything. And so I think about that, and I'm thankful that we decided against it. But you're thinking about revenue streams, you're thinking about starting a business. And if you're thinking about a traditional brick and mortar, you're going to be paying a lot of money. And that's just the investment in the business, not to mention paying your employees, paying your overhead, keeping inventory in stock. And as a coach or as a business owner, with my Beachbody business, I don't keep inventory in stock. The only inventory I keep are the consumable products that I use every single day. And I use our programs. So the only thing you're really paying into is an opportunity to work out and eat healthy. And we do have a $15 a month business fee. But I mean, can you imagine paying rent $15 a month? So you have an opportunity to start your own business, be your own boss, run your business the way you want to for essentially $15 a month. Obviously, in addition to products that you are consuming, because a big part of what we do is we help people get results in their fitness and their nutrition. And we're not going to be able to do that if we're not doing those programs alongside with them, if we're not encouraging them to do them, if we're not sharing our stories of the benefits that we've experienced from using specific products or doing specific programs. And so, I think about the $160 that I spent 5 years ago to start a business, which now, 5 years later, I was able to leave my full-time career, that I have a master's degree in education. I was a dean of a college. And at the 2-year mark in my business, I was able to walk away because I was earning a significant income in my Beachbody business at that point, where I was still contributing a full-time income to our family, because we've always wanted to be a 2-income family. I'm just not a stay-at-home mom. It's not me. I have to work. I have to be busy, like Courtney said. And that's an opportunity that you can have. And so I think about that $160 investment, and it was able to produce a full-time income that I was chasing for 15 years and chasing with multiple degrees and certifications that I never could reach. And so you have the opportunity to decide that. And that's what I love so much about it. And Beachbody does take care of a lot of the back end stuff for us as well. So you don't have to worry about shipping things out. You don't have to worry about customer service. You don't have to worry about returns. And so they take care of a lot of that back end stuff for us. And so our job is really just to be a cheerleader and a motivator, and someone that is going to help encourage our clients to get really good results. Because that's what we want, is because all of us who you've heard from tonight have had our own little story. I started my business 5 years ago. What you saw my son come up here he's my baby and he's 5. And I started Beachbody when I was postpartum, when I was still breastfeeding, when he was an infant, because I was working 50, 60 hours a week and I didn't have time to go to the gym. I needed something that was simple and that was effective. And I found the 21-day fix. I found the portion control containers. I used to skip breakfast every single day and drink coffee all day long, and found Shakeology as a quick, easy meal replacement. And so all of those things helped me lose my baby weight and helped me find myself again. And eventually helped me walk away from my career that wasn't serving my soul and allowed me to build a business that I have now. And so not everyone is going to build a big business, but you do. What I want you guys to take away from this call tonight is that all 4 of us who spoke this evening, we all come from different parts of the United States. Courtney and I are from the same hometown, but I moved away 20 years ago, so we still know some of the same people, but we don't get to see each other every single day, and then the rest of us just met virtually through Facebook. So you can live anywhere, you can be any age, you can be any weight, you can be any gender. There's no discrimination within this opportunity. And I just wanted to, give you guys an opportunity tonight to hear from some of us. Courtney F. is a brand new coach. She's been a coach for a month and she's already seeing success in her business. So it's not like you have to be in this business for 5 years to see success. It is something that does compound over time, but if you come out of the gate and you're ready to, help people, then you're going to see success in your first month. And that's what I love about this business too. So I'm going to stop talking now because I've been talking forever, but I want to open it up. I don't know if there are any questions in the chat bar, but if anybody wants to unmute themselves and ask any of us a question, please feel free to do so. Oh yes, that's Carrie's. Yeah. Yes, you can walk, jog, or run in this business. Yeah, you absolutely can. In my business, Courtney was talking about working in the cracks of her day because she still works a full-time job. And this is my full-time job now, but even me being a full-time coach now, I work maybe 3 hours a day. And so I think about that times 5 days a week, 15 hours versus 50 plus commuting. So, it's really what you put into it. Does anybody have any questions? Come on, don't be shy.
Okay, I have a question then. I have my camera on, but for some reason it's not coming on. So as you were talking about earlier in our refresher course, reaching out to people like city invites, and when you send the invites out, like I did when I first started, like last year, do I go back and talk to those people again, or should I just branch out to like different group of people? Like I've been reaching out to more people on Facebook and getting like friend requests, and I'm not sending just friend requests, like random people, like people I actually know, and like classmates and co-workers, getting more people out there. But should I just turn around and say, invite to those same people that I had last year, that was like 50 people on my list, or should I just take a different 50 people to reach out, if that makes sense?
Ashley, I think a big part of it is, I don't think it matters if you're talking to those same people again, just maybe sending an update, or maybe sending something, like, hey, it's going to be a new month tomorrow. And I know we chatted before and I wanted to reach out and share with you that this is what I'm doing. And then just see if they would be interested in joining an upcoming group. I don't think you have to find a whole new list of people to talk to if you haven't talked to them in a while. It's just hey, how are you? And a good little connection, make a quick connection, and then see if they're interested in what you have going on in May.
Okay.
And also keep in mind how many of us said no several times before saying yes. So even if somebody isn't interested right now, that doesn't mean they won't be interested in the future. So I don't think it hurts to keep people on your list and go back for them later.
And you can always say, like, if they say no, you can always respond and say, is it okay if I follow up with you next month? Or you can even ask them why they're saying no. If you don't mind me asking, why not no? Or why no, you know? And then put them on next month. Or, you know, I have some ladies that are pregnant. You know, I follow up with them when they're done with their pregnancy or a month or two after they're done being pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
And usually the no is not a no, don't talk to me ever again. It's just, no, I can't right now because I already have other commitments, or I'm already, you know, strapped financially this month, or already out of my budget. So it's just and I usually say that to people, and I say, hey, I understand it's not a good time for you, but if it's okay, can I reach out next month? Because we always have some really amazing promotions, and I just want to share with you what those are. And of course they'll say, well, yeah. And you just kind of continue that process.
That's what Courtney Redmond and we had talked when I first started, when I was sitting out advising. She had to tell me, like, over and over not to let the no's, like, stop me and from reaching out those people. And that's where I was having trouble at first. I was letting those no's get to me. But some of them have told me the reason behind the no, like Carrie was saying, like, ask if I'm able to ask them why, and some have already explained, so that kind of made me feel better. And some said, thank you for asking, but not right now. And so like Courtney has been helping me get over that no, and just not let get set back into the coaching business, just keep going and just let roll off my shoulder, just try again. So
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep going. Does anybody else have questions for any of us? Don't be shy. No? All right, well, if nobody has any questions, I will go ahead and stop recording and end the call, but I am going to publish it to YouTube. So if you guys know anybody that wasn't able to hop on tonight, I'll make sure that you get the link so that they can check it out. But for everybody that hopped on tonight, thank you for taking time out of your night. Oh, Leanne, do you have a question?
Yes, I'm sorry. I was dealing with kids and I was trying to get here. I was hoping you wouldn't be off already.
Oh, no, you're good.
So hello.
Hey.
Real quick question. So I'm wanting to go ahead and I signed up under Justine Turner.
Yeah.
And I'm wanting to go ahead and just like really get going with it and set up like a BOD group. Do you think it's good to also have a Facebook group that's like parallel to the BOD group, or just focus on the BOD group? I really like all of the like interactive things that you can do with the BOD group within Beachbody. I'm just thinking that if I try to do two, it might be a little bit overwhelming for me.
Honestly, I wouldn't do too many things.
Right.
Right out the gate. I would just, maybe since you're a new coach, get your new people going in that first BOD group. And then, maybe next month reassess and figure out what went well. And then if you want to do something kind of on the side with Facebook too, but especially if you've already had people that are ready to go, I would just focus on the one group and getting everybody started there.
Okay. And then, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I had a couple of questions. What was it?
Is pizza on the menu?
Oh, when you do the BOD groups, is it based on a particular challenge, or do they have to do a certain like challenge pack, or can they do any one they want?
You can set it up any way you want. You can set it up with a specific program. You can set it up with specific requirements that they have to have. Like if they have to have, obviously, Beachbody On Demand.
Right.
But they could also, you could make a requirement for Shakeology or the performance line. That's really up to you.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. And then the people that you can share the link. If you create a group, you can share that link with anyone, right? And it'll take them to that page, like an info page,
Yes.
and that's where they can
Request to join. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. All right. I'm gonna get going on this tomorrow.
You should. Good
I
for
am.
you. Good for you.
Leanne, have you seen the video on how it's all like bod groups is like done?
Yes. So I watched all that last
Okay.
night. I mean, my kids were kind of in and out, but I was taking notes and everything. I just want, those are like some of the things that I kind of missed a little bit on. So I wanted to make sure I was understanding it.
Okay,
That's what I
just wanted
thought
to
it was,
make Sure you saw the
but
video.
yeah, that's what I thought it was. I just wanted to make sure that was what I was hearing and seeing. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And then what do you guys, what do you think the best way of reaching out to someone is as far as differentiating between like, if someone's brand new to Beachbody, like they don't really know much about it, do you think the best way to approach them is, do you want to sign up? Do you think you should talk about signing up as a coach to get the discount, or do you think you should work on just doing the challenge pack first? I mean, what have you guys found to be most successful when you reach out to people?
I 9 times out of 10 offer the discount right from the beginning.
Okay.
Just because I say, hey, we have an opportunity to sign you up. The pricing is no different. The challenge pack is the same price.
Okay.
So I just say, if it's okay with you, I'm just going to get you signed up as a discount coach, or sometimes I say like VIP customer. And
Okay.
that way you can save 25% off future products with no obligation to order. It's just something that's already put in place. So that if you do decide you love the products, you're set up for the discount from the beginning.
Okay.
So Lisa did that to me. Like she set me up as a VIP customer, and now I'm a coach. So like
Right.
I would have never signed up for it. So I highly suggest doing it to everybody, or offering it to everybody and telling them that they can cancel at any time.
And honestly, it's easier to cancel a coach account than it is to be a customer and call a 1-800 number and wait forever.
Okay.
So that's
Good.
usually what I just say is like, hey, and sometimes they'll come right back and they'll say, wait, I see that it says I'm a coach. I don't want to coach. And I'll say, you don't have to. You can simply enjoy the same discount that I get, and you don't have to work the business.
Okay. Perfect. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm sure I'll have more questions, but those are my big ones right now.
Yeah, of course. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Good. We're excited for you.
I've been doing Beachbody for 2.5 years.
Well,
But yeah, I'm ready to share it. Actually, my husband had never done it with me before, and this pandemic made him start doing it because he couldn't go to the gym. So that's part of my why story as why I became a coach, because now he sees it and feels it, and he's like, okay, this is legit.
Yes, that's awesome.
He said, I'm not going to do jazzercise. That's what he said to me one time. And I was like, okay, it's not jazzercise.
That's funny. Good for you. Good for you guys.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Anybody else have any other questions before I stop our recording? No? Good. All right. Well, I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you guys so much for hopping on tonight. I hope everybody has a good night. And please reach out to the person who invited you to this call tonight and just follow up and, have a conversation and just see where you're at and, see what's possible for you. So we're so thankful you jumped on tonight, and we will see you guys soon.